Among the most famous aphorisms bequeathed to us by Hellenic antiquity, none resonates quite like the inscription prominently displayed at the sacred heart of the ancient world, the Temple of Apollo at Delphi. Know thyself. This imperative has echoed through millennia, adopted by philosophers, pondered by sages, and often repeated today. Yet, in its modern usage, its profound significance is frequently diluted, reduced to mere psychological introspection or superficial self-awareness. You've heard know thyself, but this is what it truly means. This exploration will demonstrate that know thyself is not a simple suggestion, but a fundamental command, unlocking layers of meaning crucial for understanding your nature, your potential, your limitations, and ultimately, your proper relationship with the gods and the universe. We set aside the inadequate interpretations of contemporary self-help and the obfuscations of Abrahamic doctrines to uncover the demanding, empowering truth contained within this ancient maxim. The command, know thyself, originates at Delphi, the pan-Hellenic sanctuary dedicated to Apollo, the god of prophecy, reason, music, vibration, and light. Its placement at such a pivotal religious center is highly significant. In its most immediate context, the maxim served as a crucial reminder to every visitor approaching the oracle. Know that you are mortal. Recognize the vast gulf separating the human condition, bound by limitations and death, from the immortal, eternal nature of the gods. This understanding is the foundation of sophrosine, often translated as moderation, temperance, or self-control, but more deeply signifying a soundness of mind, an awareness of one's proper place. Know thyself in this sense is a direct antidote to hubris, the dangerous pride that arises from forgetting one's mortal limits and attempting to overreach or challenge the divine order. It commands humility and reverence in the face of divine power and cosmic law. This interpretation was central for centuries, reminding supplicants to approach Apollo's oracle with appropriate awareness of their own finite nature. Socrates, the Athenian philosopher, famously took this Delphic command as the very basis of his philosophical mission, asserting that the unexamined life is not worth living, and that the essential first step towards wisdom is recognizing the extent of one's own ignorance, a form of knowing oneself by knowing what one does not know. However, the Zavist understanding, while honoring the Delphic emphasis on limitations, asserts that know thyself entails far more. It demands a thorough comprehension of your inner structure, the faculties and potentials that constitute your being. This involves delving into the depth, the soul. Know thyself commands an unflinching inventory of these inner components. It requires identifying your inherent strengths and weaknesses within each faculty, understanding how they interact, and recognizing your potential for both excellence, virtue, and failure based on this inner constitution. This knowledge is not passive. It is the essential prerequisite for effective self-cultivation and the directed pursuit of your highest potential. Further deepening the maxim's meaning is the Hellenic concept of the personal daimon. This term does not equate to the later Christian concept of a demon, which is the direct corruption and slander of it by cultural inversion. Rather, it refers to a guardian guiding spirit, an allotted portion or destiny, one's innate character or guardian genius assigned at birth. Socrates spoke of his daimonion as a divine sign, an inner voice that warned him against certain actions. Within this context, know thyself extends to the challenging task of discerning your personal daimon. This involves introspective effort to understand your deepest inclinations, your unique talents and burdens, the recurring patterns in your life, and potentially, your specific function or purpose within the greater cosmic design. It means striving to live in accordance with this innate nature, rather than against it or in ignorance of it. Recognizing and honoring your daimon was considered by many advanced humans as crucial for achieving eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and well-being derived from living a life true to one's essential self and purpose, in alignment with the divine order. Achieving the profound level of self-knowledge demanded by the Delphic imperative, encompassing awareness of mortality, understanding the soul's complex structure, and discerning one's innate daimon, is demonstrably not a simple or easy task. It is far removed from the superficiality of modern personality tests or affirmations. True self-knowledge in the actualized sense is a rigorous, often uncomfortable, lifelong pursuit requiring intellectual honesty, ethical discipline, and sustained effort. It involves confronting unpleasant truths about oneself as readily as acknowledging potentials. The path to authentic self-understanding requires more than casual reflection. It necessitates disciplined methods, guided inquiry, and engagement with the accumulated wisdom of spiritual experience. Simplistic interpretations fall utterly short. For individuals genuinely committed to undertaking this challenging journey, to applying the rigorous methods of self-exploration, the resources, focused discussions, and supportive community found at Temple of Zeus and ancient forums offer invaluable support. These platforms are designed for serious aspirants seeking authentic pathways to self-knowledge and spiritual development, providing depth far beyond readily available information. Perhaps the most profound layer of meaning within Know Thyself, particularly emphasized in Platonic and later Neoplatonic thought, influential within Zivist interpretations, concerns the recognition of the divine element within the human soul. The nous, the highest faculty of intellect and intuitive reason, was often considered to be akin to the divine, a spark of the universal logos or divine mind, present within the individual. From this perspective, Know Thyself becomes an injunction to turn inward and recognize this divine principle. It implies that through cultivating nous, through purification and intellectual and spiritual ascent, one can gain direct apprehension of eternal truths, the structure of the cosmos, and even the nature of the gods themselves. True self-knowledge, in this ultimate sense, merges with God knowledge. Understanding your own highest faculty reveals your connection to the divine source. This realization is not merely intellectual, it is transformative, providing the anchor for true inner freedom, ethical certainty, and the capacity to consciously align one's life with the divine order perceived by the illuminated nous.